Hey, everybody. We are back. It is Catching Up with the Camdens. I am Beverly Mitchell.
I'm David Gallagher.
And I'm Mackenzie Rossman.
And today we're doing something a little different.
Yes, Bev.
Yeah.
I did what you asked of me, and I watched all the clips from Saw 2. It was really uncomfortable to watch you being tortured like that. And I don't think I enjoyed it very much. But please tell me, what was it like filming a horror film?
That is also known as
that must have been a horrendous experience, where your life was put in danger at every turn.
It was actually. And what we're, I mean, I guess that there were parts of Special Forces that felt like Saw 2, for sure. Because it was very questionable. When we got the call for Special Forces, I thought that I was actually convinced that they made a mistake. But then I was like, well, how many Beverly Mitchells are there?
I only know of one.
Me too. And so then I was like the idiot that just jumped up and was like, oh my God, they want me? Yes, I'll do it. It didn't really think it all through. And at this point, it was the very first season. The U.S. has never seen Special Forces. And the show Special Forces.
Is this
the ultimate test
European
show
that they crossed over or something?
It is a UK show. And they do it mostly with civilians, and then they have a few celebrity additions, but they have multiple iterations of civilians doing it. But I was like the idiot that didn't really want to watch it because I didn't want to know too much, because I knew that if I knew too much, I would be terrified.
You didn't want to talk yourself out of it.
You were number one, though. So were you their first celebrity they thought of when they were doing the celebrity edition?
I just was the lucky one to be picked as number one, which was humiliating and embarrassing and terrifying because they give us our numbers. Because we basically, when you go into the show, you lose your identity. You are no longer your name. You are a number.
Well, they do a military style thing. Like you had to address them like in military form. They addressed you as number one. All that stuff is part of like military training. Right?
100%. They told us when we went into it that it was going to be like, it's not going to be like a reality show. Like, you're not going to have like snacks. You're not going to have like producers to talk to. You're not going to have breaks. You're like, this is true, legit military training. We expect this level from you.
Listen up. For the next 10 days, we freaking own you. You belong to us. You have no groveling assistants to pick up your kit. You can't call your agent. No one's coming to save you. You will suffer individually, and you'll suffer together. And that's the only way through this 10-day special operations selection course.
Going into it, like my training, like to prep for it, was like literally putting Maisie on my back in a back carrier and like walking around soccer practice. So when I say that I wasn't prepared,
you mean it.
You guys, I was not prepared.
Mom fit.
Yeah, I wasn't a Girl Scout, obviously, because we were on Seventh Heaven. So I didn't have a lot of the skill sets that are helpful in military training. I did talk to a Green Beret going into it, just trying to get like my mental like face figured out. And I was like, if they can't break my head, then like I could be okay. I can get through this. Yeah. I don't know how well it worked. But
I mean, you ended up doing pretty well.
I think I did better than most people were expecting, including myself. The whole experience was 10 days. And we had 2 big missions every single day. And then we had usually some kind of beasting at camp, which I feel like almost those were harder than the missions themselves.
So kind of what you said?
Beastings. So basically we got our asses beat.
What are you doing? Taking a nap back there? What are you doing back there? Number 1, actress Beverly Mitchell is unable to continue.
What's wrong? Are you hurt? You want to quit?
No step.
Get on brave!
Bee sting, not
pretty much.
But BEA. Okay, like a bee sting is one word,
Not a bee sting. Actually, but that did happen. That did happen to Gus, who actually got stung by a bee. But
was he
no,
as annoying as he seemed in the episodes that I watched?
No,
Yeah.
Gus was lovely. He was like one of my besties, and I absolutely
that's
adored
good.
him. I think
They made him
I
seem
think
like
no, I think
They
that
do
was
that.
completely misunderstood. I think the hard part for a lot of us is like we go into this world expecting things to be fair. So you want to be treated on the same playing level as everyone.
Mhm.
The hard part about special forces was I would say that it was like going into like life lesson university on overdrive because you're being forced to recognize things so quickly and deal with them so fast in such an extreme experience. But like that with Gus, it was just like he wanted everyone to be treated the same. And the DS was like, you don't get to choose that. Like, that's not up to you. How we treat each and every one of you is an individual experience. So, no, that's not how this is going to go. And that was hard. That was really hard because I was like, well, why are you treating them? Like, why are they getting special treatment? Which they weren't necessarily, but at the time, that's what it felt like.
Got it. No, that makes more sense though.
He's an Olympic athlete who is like such a badass and has like fought so hard to get to where he was. So that was also another struggle of like, you see all of us in crazy different backgrounds. Like here I am, like the Seventh Heaven actress with like Olympians. Everyone else is Olympians and everyone else has like a medal.
You have the most episodes of Seventh Heaven medal, Bev.
I do, but I don't think it like measures up to NBA championships and Olympic gold medals and World Cup medals and
It's
what else did we
significantly
have there?
Bigger.
Which came first? What was the first challenge? Was it the rope thing?
No, the first challenge was falling out of the helicopter backwards and trying to do a dive.
Oh, I didn't see a clip on that.
It's probably because mine was unsuccessful. That's probably why you didn't see the clip.
Okay.
It is what took out Kate Gosselin. It's when we had to take our first thing we get there, we have to get on a helicopter. We have to climb out of the helicopter backwards. And then we're supposed to stay like completely straight. And they're supposed to kind of like drop us at an angle. And we're supposed to stay tight so that way we can rotate and go into the water head first.
Mm-hmm.
And you know me, guys, I had questions.
And nobody cares to answer them.
I was trying to talk to the DS and like get questions. Like I would be like, okay, so what am I'm supposed to? Okay, so you're gonna release me a little bit, and I'm supposed to hold on, and then and then he just let me go.
Oh no!
So needless to say, I did a back flop, and I ended up knocking out 6 ribs out of place. So it was very uncomfortable for the next few days.
Nice, nice,
Yeah.
Well done.
Yeah, you know, just as one
was
does.
there no like you get up in the morning like boot camp training, like you warm up, they get you guys like get the blood flowing. It was not like military boot camp in the sense that they were actively trying to build you guys up. It was just the kind of mental physical challenge aspect, and you had to just step up to that without any sort of like cold. You had to step up to that.
Well, so the very first day we kind of are on a train and basically they kind of do a like ambush and they get us and they take us out of the train and put head covers on us and then made us run through the desert. So yes, we did do that.
How far was that?
And then
run?
we got it was about a mile.
Backpacks and stuff?
Not yet.
I would die.
Once we ended up getting to camp, that's when we're given all of our Bergens, which also known as rucksacks, like these big bags that also had to always be weighted at the same. So like they always had to be I believe it was like 45 pounds. And so we actually had to like put in sand bags and make sure that our backpacks were, or sorry, our Bergens were always.
You had to make weight.
Yes. And if they're not, we all got punished.
How often did that happen?
I think it happened twice while I was there.
So how many contestants total? And then how long did you last in that run of contestants? Like, where did you fall off?
There was 16 of us.
Okay, it's a lot.
And I made it to the end of day 4.
Okay, out of 10, so almost halfway time-wise.
And I believe I was number 8.
So right in the middle.
I was right in the
so
middle.
So in 4 days, half of everybody was gone in less than half the time.
Day 1, we lost Kate, and then we lost Dr. Drew right away.
Dr. Drew was there?
Yeah.
If you're eliminated, do you stay?
Nope.
And like you just go home?
As you're eliminated, you get the next flight home. And we were in Jordan. So we were actually in the incredible Wadi Rum desert, which was just a magical and terrifying place.
Did you just go there for that and back? Did you stay and do any sightseeing while you were there?
We weren't really able to do that. And it was like, we did this at kind of the tail end of COVID. So like prior to us, like kind of going into the experience, we were all kind of isolated at the hotel for like a week. And what's crazy is half of us went to one hotel and half of us went to the other. And we were not supposed to like talk to each other.
Mingle.
But that didn't, obviously. I was the first one that kind of figured out where everybody was, who everybody was. And then we were having family dinners and we were all getting together and we were like training on the beach together. And then when we met the other group had never seen each other at their hotel. I think their hotel was a little nicer, but that's okay. Maybe that's why they stayed
but
in
it's
their
not
room.
supposed to be fair, okay? That's the lesson.
It's not supposed to be fair. And by the way, technically it wasn't, because we actually had way more fun, because in quarantine, we all became, my crew was Danny Amendola, Hannah Brown, Nastia Lukin. We had Chef, we had Dr. Drew, and we kind of like all kind of got to know each other.
So if there were an exercise that you didn't get to do because it was after you were eliminated, what one would you have wanted to do that you weren't able to?
I would say I did not have any desire to do the gas, the gas. The tear
that
gas.
One was like,
so
I was dodge that bullet moment.
And I think that was the next day. So I was kind of like not too sad, because I'm like, if I'm gonna go out, I'd rather go out before I have to inhale toxic fumes.
Yeah.
You know, it's hard to say. I think like when I left, I was really bummed out and I wanted so badly to stay and last longer, more so not because of the tasks, but to prove that I was more capable. So I was really disappointed in myself in leaving on day 4, because I really didn't want to leave. I wanted to make it as far as I humanly could, but we had that night. What you don't see in the show is that night we were on night watch. So we were up all night long. And so we hadn't slept in like 36 hours or more.
What do you do to stay awake?
Well, we always had a buddy, and we had to look over camp and watch and make sure. And we were supposed to be rotating, but some people were not as great of team players and they slept longer and didn't do switch out. So, of course, me being the idiot martyr that I like to be, took over. I was also the girl that like when anybody was hungry and they needed extra food, I would give up my food and my snacks.
Speaking of, what was the fare like?
We got things like hot chicken noodle soup. We got.
Are you sure it was chicken?
That I don't know. We got corned beef and hash. we got very interesting food choices that didn't necessarily, let's just say that the tent wasn't always smelling so great.
Well, it's a lot of sodium too, which is probably good to replenish the sweat that you may
Probably.
have lost.
Yeah. So it was a bit of a wild, the food was not like, we'd get like a hard-boiled egg and like an orange and like a cracker.
So did you get the same amount of food allotted to you that like Dwight Howard got, or
Same. It was the same. Everything
he
was
must
the same
have been
across the board.
hungry?
He was hungry. That's why I gave
But
him
you
my
were giving
food.
all
That's
yours
why I kept giving him my
away,
snacks.
like,
I gave a lot of my
Aw.
snacks to Gus because I just loved Gus, and he was just always so
Well, I'm
sweet. And I
glad-
could always see him just eyeing him. I'm like, "Do you want my snacks?"
You need that food, Bev.
But
takes
I'm
a
also
lot of
that,
calories
Need that
to maintain
food,
this
damn it.
body.
I know, but I'm the mama bear that's like trying to take care of everybody else and making sure that everybody else is okay.
That's so.
It's not the Mama Bear show.
I know, but I don't know how to
Bev.
like un-mama bear. I don't know how to like.
You got to starve Gus out of there. Gus will be gone.
Gosh.
It's amazing what your body will do in those like few days, especially like being in the desert and just obviously being like so active and on like high alert.
It was clearly mostly, I would say, a mental game. It didn't seem like too much of it was a like how fit, how trained are you, kind of workout challenge. There was obviously heavy physical load and stress and stuff, but like the wire stunt, the car in the water, like the endurance stunts, the trust fall, all of those things were like were all mental games.
100%.
Like more so than physical challenges, so that someone like you who's not like physically trained for the outdoors in this way, and I would put myself in that category as well, and maybe not Mac actually.
Yeah, Mac would be fine.
But you still had a chance to kind of like overcome in a way, with as long as you could get your shit together here and
Right.
and put yourself to it.
That was exactly it. And there were definitely games being played to challenge to see like where the breaks are in people. Like before we had to do the rope challenge, I was voted the weakest, and Dwight was voted the strongest.
I saw that thing where you all lined up.
Yeah.
Did you put yourself there though?
The first time, yes.
And they made you do it more than once.
Oh yeah.
Huh.
So I was weakest and Dwight was the strongest. And so I don't think when the show aired, they didn't necessarily do it in order, but like we had Dwight and I went up to the mountain first, and I'm sitting here and we're on the top of this rock and it's like the most beautiful view in the world. And I'm sitting there and Dwight was supposed to go first because he's the strongest. And I was supposed to go next because I'm the weakest. And Dwight was really struggling because for such a tall guy, he doesn't like heights. And so it was a struggle for him to like get on the rope.
You got
And-
far on the rope, Bev.
I
Impressive.
did.
Stop shaking. Take a breath. You scared of heights?
I don't know. We'll see.
Start to build the momentum. Get the technique. Work through the wobble. Slide together. Say it in your head. Slide together. Slide together. This is where the work kicks in.
Together. Slide. Together. Slide.
Keep it going. Oh, keep moving, number one.
Another few steps, and Beverly Mitchell, who ranked herself the weakest, could make it further than any other recruit.
Do not let me down, number one. Find that energy. Find that grit. She is fighting it. Grit now. Grit.
Nearly 200 feet up in the air, number one, actress Beverly Mitchell. At the midway point, She's gone further than any other recruit.
Come on! She is fighting it. Do not let me down, number one. Come on, number one. Last effort now. Stay in it. You almost did it, but almost ain't good enough.
I wanted it so bad.
Hey.
I was so close.
You did so awesome. You should be really proud of yourself.
You got out to the middle, right? Halfway?
I got just
More than
past
halfway?
I got 3/4 of the way. And what was very frustrating is that the way it's very strange, but like normally if you ask me to do any of these things, I'd be like, hell no. But then you like put it as a job, and I'm like,
No, you
all
lock
right.
it. I mean, like if you're there,
I lock
you
in and
flew
I'm
out
good.
to
Yeah, and I'm
desert in
just-
Jordan. You were there. It was too late. You
Exactly.
had to like, and I know that you're like that. I'm also like that. Where like
Yeah.
if I'm not going to put myself in too many situations I wouldn't like, but if I'm there, if we're going, we're going. You know,
Exactly.
like I have that kind of like switch where if I've already, I'm not going to back out at the last minute.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
it was weird that like I would just be like, all right, what's the task? Let's do it. And so I was able to kind of click in. And when I had gotten, the hardest part was like the rope started stretching and I just didn't have the bandwidth. I wasn't like tall enough.
Yeah,
like,
so you were really extended, which
yeah,
probably
exactly.
was kind of awful. Yeah.
And didn't have the strength to like pull the rope down. But when I got off and I had asked everyone how far I went, they all told me I did not get very far.
Really? Do you think it looked that way to them from where they were?
I don't know, because when I watched everyone else, it was very clear to see where they went. So
Did you go early?
yeah, I was the second one to go.
So they maybe expected that it was easier than it was, perhaps, and they figured that halfway is not very far.
It brought up old emotions of not feeling good enough, not feeling accepted, and all of those things. So the mental game hit hard.
Yeah, that's all mental game stuff.
In that sense, because again, even though I know
Also,
that it was like a
you
competition,
ranked yourself
I
as
did.
the weakest.
I
so
did.
so nobody's gonna want to like admit to themselves after that you did better than they did, or that you know what I mean, or that they did as well as you. You put yourself at the bottom of the pack. You know, that's an ego game too.
When it came to the strongest to weakest, she put herself as the weakest.
She wasn't willing to put herself out there.
I think if you lack self-esteem and confidence, ask for the strongest to the weakest. Where were you?
Weakest.
Did you put yourself at the back this morning?
I did because I felt that's where the team felt I should be.
Where do you honestly think you should be?
Not quite at the end.
That was your opportunity to stick up for yourself a little bit. Where does that self-doubt come from?
All my life, I've never been good enough. I've just always felt that. From grade school to my career, I've kind of built a shell, always saying that I'm okay with where I am or how far I've gotten.
Why?
I don't know why. Because I feel like I don't want to try because I don't want to fail. I'm almost afraid to succeed.
Don't be afraid of failure. We've failed, we've tripped up. We've had to pick ourselves back up and go again. That's where you get your strength. And the only way you're ever going to succeed is to fail anyway.
True.
When it gets uncomfortable or hard, try not to feel sorry for yourself.
Yeah, it was interesting just because you can see that it was very much a competition to everyone else. For me, it wasn't a competition because the only person I was competing against was myself, because I didn't expect to beat anyone else. Like that's not the course for me was trying to see what I was capable of. So like it was a one-man show in the sense that like I couldn't hold myself to like be like, can you be as good as Carly Lloyd? Like that was not
Right.
on my radar. I would celebrate her when she did something great. I would celebrate Nastia. I would celebrate Hannah. I would celebrate anyone who succeeded because I knew it was big for them. So that was a little bit of a challenge.
Well, all of the
there was
struggle
a
is
lot
meant
of
to
mind
be
game.
like things. It's meant to put you at sort of at war with yourself.
100%.
Basically.
It's supposed to crack what's broken. So like any like minor crack, it is supposed to bust that wide open and have you explore like why you feel those things. And I would say that like we were season 1, so it's been almost 3 years since I did it. And I would say that I'm still learning and dealing with the things that came up on that course. And it was only 4 days. You guys, like, it was insane.
Yeah, it was. It was insane, Bev.
Did you tell them, this is what I struggle with beforehand? And did you kind of have an idea of what you wanted to work on with based on your personal inventory before going? Or was it just,
They do a psych eval. So they talk to us and try to like see where we are like mentally. And then they do like a full, they ask you like, what are your fears? What are your thoughts about yourself? Like, they asked me like, are you afraid of heights? And I'm like, I don't know. They're like, are you afraid of water? I'm like, I don't know. I've never put myself in situations in which we have questioned those things. So I don't know. They're like, one of them was, are you afraid of fire? I'm like, I like fire. I don't like to be on fire, but I don't know what that looks like.
You're like, campfire?
Vague questions.
Stove fire? Like,
by
what
the
are
way,
we? House fire?
They did set them on fire. So they did have the recruits doused and then set on fire, and they had to put themselves out. So that was one of the missions.
Want to skip? Was that towards the end?
It was definitely after me, so I'm not gonna lie. It was not so sad when I was out.
But you would rather do that one than the gas mask one. Still,
I think I would do fire over the gas mask.
Oh boy!
Or not the gas mask, the tear gas.
Things.
I don't know. The tear. It's just going into a room and like inhaling, the gas, and then having to do a mission while in there, while coughing, puking,
and
eyes
eyeballs.
burning.
Yeah.
Yeah, all the things.
Fun.
Cute.
Cute. You guys ready to sign up?
Oh, Bev.
I know.
I gotta say, Bev, it did not make me smile or bring me any joy to watch you at your breaking point through some of the clips. How was the experience? I guess talk to us about like the mission where you called it. So you guys were doing a run? At that point, were you between missions or were you in the middle of something and then you fell over?
Yeah,
so you got completely disoriented. You had the spins, which I've had before. It sucks.
Yeah.
You couldn't stand on your own 2 feet. You needed a minute to catch your breath and to kind of to let your center come back so you could stand up. And they were like, go. And you were like, I can't stand.
Yeah.
That looks unfun.
So,
it was incredibly uncomfortable.
Come on, come with me.
Take your bag off. Take it off.
I'm spinning.
No.
I'm spinning.
Hey, gather yourself. Come on, you okay?
I feel like I'm gonna
Baby
pass
girl,
out.
You're not gonna pass out.
I feel.
Can't afford to hang around now. 13.
Just get up.
13. Get moving now. Otherwise, the whole team fails. Number 1, stand up.
I'm spinning.
What are you doing?
I'm trying to stand up.
Go.
You're either doing the task or you're not.
I don't know.
If you're not going to do it, you give me that or you crack on.
I'm afraid of cracking my head open on the rocks because I'm so unsteady.
Well, what do you want me to do? You either do it or you don't.
I don't think I can finish, sir.
So what are you going to do then?
I don't know.
Okay, then I'll give it to you.
Right. Sit down there. Here. Head. Look at me. You've done well.
I didn't want to give up, but nothing feels right. My body feels so depleted, having no more strength.
After 4 days on selection, Beverly Mitchell becomes the 8th recruit to leave the course.
So that was another mission where I was put in charge, and it was me and Scaramucci were put as our team leaders, and we had Alpha and Bravo, and we had to push a disabled Jeep
That was
over
the
a
Jeep
mile.
mission.
The Jeep mission. We had to
Jeep
push
did not
that
sponsor
Jeep.
this show, clearly. Then,
Yeah,
right?
exactly. We had to push the Jeep through the desert over a mile. Then we had to get out and take everything that was in the Jeep up the mountain. Everything's heavy. Like, I mean, there's nothing that's less than 60 pounds. And usually you're trying to carry both of them, which basically was my body weight. And we also had our backpacks that we were throwing in, and we also had to move those too. And so we had to push the Jeep through. And the thing that nobody knew while watching the show was that prior to me even getting to Jordan, I had stepped on glass, and I had glass in my foot, and I had gone to a podiatrist, and we like dug out all the glass. What I thought we dug out all the glass until we were out when I was out in Jordan, and we're on our feet all day, like, and just how much we're on our feet. I had some pieces of glass that were still in my foot. So that morning, before the whole Jeep challenge, they dug quite a few pieces of glass out of my foot. So I had like a hole at the bottom of my foot, was super sore, and we'd been up all night, and we're going across the desert with like very little food because of course I gave up a lot of my food. And I was done. My body was like, did not, like, my head was not connected to my feet. Like, I couldn't feel, it was the craziest feeling that like I felt like I was spinning. I felt like I couldn't get anything together. I was just an absolute mess. And when Foxy came up and basically said, get it together, and Dwight even offered to throw me over his shoulder and take me up the mountain. And I said, no, if I can't do it myself, then like I don't want to be a burden to you guys. And so sadly, even though I did not want to, I had to call it, and that sucked. I was so disappointed in myself because I wanted so much to still be there.
Well, I'll tell you what, digging a bunch of glass out of your foot that morning really puts it into context, Bev. Geez, they didn't give you any of that credit on the show. They didn't mention, oh, by the way, we had to cut the bottom of her foot open today, and then we made her run up the mountain or whatever. So it's Bev, it was an admirable like effort. You got a lot of spirit, and I definitely am confident, more confident than I was before I saw the clips, that I would not have done this.
Really?
Yeah, are you kidding me? No way. I would not have done. I mean, I wouldn't have done this anyway, but having watched you do it, I'm definitely would not have done it.
You know,
great
I talked to Jess about it too, because I was like, when I told Jessie I was doing it, she was like, I don't think this is a good idea. She's like,
I said the same thing to you.
She's
Bev.
like, I think she even was like, called Michael and was like, Michael, I don't think you should let her do this. Like, I'm scared for her life. Like, I don't want her to go. And then I was like,
and Michael
you
was
could do
like,
it.
I can't stop her. What are you talking
I know, like, yeah. Michael's like, she's already, once she put her head to it and decided that she's doing it, she's doing it.
Michael's like, you get her to not go.
Have you met my wife?
Yeah, that's true. Mac, would you do it? I could see you doing it, though.
I would do it. Probably.
I could see you doing it.
I am afraid of heights, though.
They will exploit that.
But sometimes I can do things if I have to. And so you like separate the mentally. So it's like a robot body kind of deal. But
100%.
I don't know how I would do, but no me no likey long distances to the ground.
So you had to do every mission. If you didn't do a mission, you went home. There was a pass or fail situation, but whether you failed didn't mean that you necessarily were going home. It just meant that you failed. I had always basically assumed that I failed every mission. So like when we did the water mission, when we had to go underwater in an SUV, which while we're sitting there, you're looking at it being like, this is like how people die. This is not.
This is how
learning
people
how
die
not to
on
die.
a set.
I want to prove to myself that I am so much stronger than I think, mentally and physically, and push myself in ways that I never thought possible.
This is things that like you don't necessarily say like, hey, pick me, put me in a car, put me underwater. And then
it was literally a demonstration of how actors die on sets.
Yes.
It's an absolutely horrifying thing to do. To be strapped into a car and then dunked into a bay, and then don't worry, the scuba diver's outside the car. Yeah, great. Like, and you're strapped in, and like you have to get unstrapped and then swim out the back of the car.
Yep.
Bye. Like, are you kidding me?
And again, it's one of those things where you're sitting there and you're thinking like, there is no way. I have children. This is not a good idea. I should not do that. They call my number and I just run over and I do it. Like, it's just like, I don't know what's mentally wrong with me, but like when it's like a work thing, like I will make an excuse and be like, well, it's for work, so I have to do it.
If you
Like,
want
that's how
Bev
I
to
feel
do
about
anything
TV.
Just
at all,
hire me.
Just hire Bev to do it.
And then I'll do it.
It will be done.
And it's so, but I remember sitting there like, because it took a long time, because also most people
getting the truck in and out probably took forever, huh? So you guys are just watching it go in and out of the water.
You have to know they're not going to let anyone die. It's a huge liability.
What are you talking about, Mac? People die on sets.
You're probably
on
safer there than you are, walking down the sidewalk without someone trained in things. Right?
I'll walk down the sidewalk. you go in the bay in the old military SUV with the scuba diver.
It's just bad publicity to let actors die.
Well, I think what was interesting was they made us wait. So like once we got fully submerged, you had to wait and you had to have your eyes open in the water, hands on the steering wheel. You couldn't remove your hands, and then you had to wait until the scuba diver gave you the go ahead, which was, a quick squeeze for you to then find your seatbelt, unbuckle, and then go out the right exit.
Did you have to give the diver the belt to clear it?
No, you're supposed to like throw it away, because you're supposed to throw it across your body, because the whole point is so you don't get caught.
Right.
But when I got out of the water, I was just devastated, and was like so upset. And while we were waiting for the next person to go,
you surfaced.
Foxy came over, and Foxy was one of the DS, and he was like, what are you blubbering about? And I was like, I was upset because I'm like, I failed again. And he's like, did I say you failed? And I was like, no, but you didn't say I passed. And he's like, well, I didn't say you failed. And it was this realization that I also had always just assumed that I failed everything.
Yeah.
I couldn't even in that moment enjoy the fact that like I just did something so insane.
Also that actor validation of like, you came off of the task and nobody said good job to you. So it must have been bad.
100%.
Yeah. Which I get.
We construct these boundaries around ourselves though. Like your main thing was not feeling enough. And then here you are putting yourself in that box of like, well, I know I'm going to fail. But also knowing that you're going to fail feels like a safe place because, well, at least if I failed, I was right, But it is an imaginary construct.
Yeah. So we're dealing with a lot of mental trauma.
Mm-hmm.
100%.
And look, you beat half of the people. So you were wrong. And you did really well.
I did. I did pretty good.
When you had to film the commentary stuff, where you guys clearly look showered and you know.
That was before we
stuff.
go into, that was the night before we went in.
That's why you still had that gleam of life in your eye.
Yeah, that's why we were still like cheery and
So you did it all at
enthusiastic.
once? And then
They did
probably
the commentary sections after, like they showered you up and stuck you there to stand there and say little quips, and you would just be dead in your eyes from the experience.
They should have, because honestly, I would love to have known what I would have said in that moment, because you're also like so exhausted. You're like undernourished. You're like all these things, and you're like frustrated from being in the course. And everything's so fresh and new. Like, oh, I wish, because wow, the things that, but they probably couldn't air it all. Because also, let me just say this, what they put us through and what you saw on TV wasn't even the half of it. There was so much more that we went through that the audience doesn't ever see.
Yeah, because they're cherry picking moments, and they're building out like characters. They want to make the people who succeed look like they're going to fail. They want to make the people who are going to fail look like they're going to succeed. That's how you build these reality shows, right? So you the suspense is all kind of manufactured, even though what you're doing is very suspenseful and dangerous and stuff, but it's all controlled environment, and the editing is what it turns it into an episodic, right?
Totally.
With only doing these sort of interview things before, and I'm assuming after, they missed out on those like Survivor, moments of like confessionals, like in the midst of the drama.
Well, I think the big thing about the show is they wanted us, we were completely isolated. Like, again, you couldn't talk to a producer. You couldn't talk, like if you wanted anything, like if I needed to go to the medic when I had to get the glass taken out of my foot, I had to go to the DS to ask them for me to be able to go to the medic. Like if you needed anything, you had to go through them. Like, so there was I remember when we were doing the underwater challenge, we were watching the crew like eat snacks and trying to figure out like ways that we could try to like swipe by the table and like swipe like craft services.
Bribery.
Because like we were just like I've never had that experience where I was like so longingly like looking at all these crew members just being like, well, and then the other thing is like we're so used to being like connected with our cameramen and our sound, and like we're so like I'm used to being friends with my crew.
Now you're the zoo animal.
They weren't allowed to talk to us.
Stealing craft service.
I wanted to, but they weren't allowed to talk to us. They weren't allowed to like engage with us at all.
That
so
would
like
be weird.
I was like, it was really hard because I'm like, but these are my people. Like, why can't they talk to my camera? Like, I want to talk to them.
Real quick, can you tell us how smelly everyone was? Thanks.
Oh God. Let's just say that life at camp was interesting. We were responsible for washing our clothes. Some did it better than others.
How?
You had to wash it with soap and water, and the hard part too is like
bucket?
We did have we had sinks, and we had a shower, except for we didn't have a lot of water. So like when the water ran out, we were out. But the
every day you guys went back to a hotel.
No, never.
That's what. Yeah. Just leading up to it.
In
so then where'd
the
you
desert
what?
In a tent.
You were in a tent.
Yes.
So it was you got a bucket of water, and they were like, "Go ahead."
Yeah, we had water, and we did have a few items that we were allowed to bring. Like I snuck in like sunscreen that like was a lotion sunscreen because I didn't want my face to be dry.
Ophelia asked about that too. She commented that she hoped you guys were all wearing sunscreen.
We did have our sunscreen. We had our chapstick. We were allowed Band-Aids, and then we were allowed deodorant. I'm
sure that was my choice.
And then I brought in
popular contraband.
I brought in peppermint oil. So I was using that because sometimes when you're overheating, if you put peppermint oil on your pressure points, it'll help calm your body down and cool it down. So I had peppermint oil. And what's funny is when I left.
This goes beyond the purview of peppermint oil, Bev. I don't think
What?
peppermint oil was up to it.
Saved your life. Stop it.
By the way, let me just put it this way.
Peppermint oil saved my life.
No, I didn't say it saved my life, but I will say this. Let me just tell you this. So we had our bags, and so by our cots, we had a little cube where we were able to put our stuff. And when I left, all of the recruits went and raided my stuff, and they knew that I had all the best stuff, and they took all of my.
They took all your peppermint oil. They were like,
100%. They did. They took all my stuff, and they're like,
God.
and I think when I said something to them, they're like, we knew you would want us to have it.
And they were right.
Yeah, I was like,
they were right,
probably.
weren't they?
Yeah,
oh,
which is so funny.
Bev.
But yeah, they definitely took my goodies, which is fine because I'm a sharer.
Did you get to do a fun REI shopping trip before you went? Such a fun story.
No, so we did not. We were not able to pack our bags. The bags were all packed for us. Yeah,
someone pre-selected your toothbrush stiffness.
Well, we brought our toothbrushes, but those were not in our backpacks or Bergens.
Okay.
Yeah, so those weren't in there. But what was interesting too is also the friendships that we created you kind of create those trauma bonds with unsuspecting people that you wouldn't necessarily I wouldn't necessarily have put me as becoming so close with certain people as I did. But Carly Lloyd was kind of my rock, but she was kind of she's younger, but she was my older sister. She reminded me a lot of Jessie because she was just kind of when I would get super emotional or start talking too much because I get nervous, she was like, Bev, just stop talking. Or she would tell me to just take a breath, or she's like, you just got to pull it together. You've got this, but you gotta dial it in. But it was interesting because she's so different than me. And I kept telling everyone, I'm like, you guys, I am the actress. I am in touch with my emotions, which therefore means that they're always there. I don't know how to put them away.
Feel that.
Telling me to stop crying is not necessarily the best. It's not going to be the most effective response. But I'm here with athletes who they've been trained entirely differently. They've been trained to put their emotions to the back and have their physical abilities come forward.
Mm-hmm.
And then Hannah Brown, who was the sleeper, who was on The Bachelorette and who kind of everyone underestimated. But if you want to talk about intensity and who dialed it in, and she was incredible. She was able to just compartmentalize and just do the task and stay focused and get it done. And she's the one who made it to the end with Carly. And they did incredible, which was so impressive to see these two women power through and essentially beat Dwight Howard and Danny Amendola.
So were those the last four in it? I didn't see the rest of it.
Yeah.
Did he end up having to do that car one? Because Dwight, when they first put him in, they said that he was sort of too large for that. And
he did do it.
He did.
But they had to make adjustments to the car.
Got it.
Because his knees didn't quite fit.
We've never had that problem ever.
We've never had that problem. I've never I'm also the one at in the airplane that I could stand up and I don't hit my head on.
Same.
Yeah, so
it's so great.
Yeah, it's great. And also, who was amazing too, and who I absolutely loved and was heartbroken when she left was Mel B. She was just kind of this wonderful cheerleader and this everyone's safe space, and she was awesome.
She seemed kind.
And Jamie Lynn Spears was also I was trying to keep her around so that way we could just commiserate about missing our babies.
These are going to be the longest days of our entire lives. And we've had children.
Yeah. When you give birth, you have air conditioning.
What got her out?
I think it just got to be too much, and she, it's hard because it's also there were things that we had to do. We had to fight each other. We had to
I saw that. That looks fun.
Yeah, I didn't enjoy that. And actually, that's what took Montel Jordan, who was also like my favorite person to like clean with. We would go out and clean socks, and he was always so sweet because he would clean other people's clothes. He was just like such a wonderful human.
Aw.
I would say the hardest thing about it wasn't the tasks, but was kind of the relationships in the tent too. Is just like trying to like find with all these people who are so uniquely different and trying to find common ground. That was I had good relationships with certain recruits, and then others we didn't really ever connect. So that was, but you're in close proximity, so you can't really get away from anybody. There's no escape.
Yeah, that's it's I didn't envy the task, Bev, at all.
Well, I was hoping that you guys were like ready to sign up for next season.
No.
Come
Don't
on,
call me Special
Dave.
Forces. I will not pick up. Good luck though, to you, but no.
But
No,
what was
thank
cool
you.
what was cool is after when all was said and done, and after Michael and the kids and I went to London on a trip, and I actually was able to meet up with DS Billy and have dinner with him and his wife. And it was so lovely to like take him out of that experience and be able to have conversations.
Sure,
and,
where he
like,
could be a normal person, because being in his position is a job that requires a certain kind of coldness, and
right.
yeah, you don't get to show who you are in that position, really.
And it was wonderful to have. I think what was nice is, like you said before, is like what as actors we're used to, like a validation, like you did a great job, like, okay, that was great, we're moving on. It doesn't have to be a lot, but there's something there.
Yeah.
And so when I was able to talk to him, it was actually nice when he was like, we were blown away by the fact that you lasted so long, and to the point where like we knew if we did not get rid of you at this point that you might really hurt yourself. So like when we were asking if you wanted to go, we weren't really going to give you an option. Your option was you're leaving because you're not going to make it through the next day, and we knew it. So we needed to make sure for your safety that like
they needed to kind of get you out. Yeah,
because they're like we knew that you were the one that wasn't going to quit, and you would just keep pushing yourself until
something
too far,
bad happened,
until it was too far. Even like right afterwards, I told Carly, I was like, I could have made it one more day. And she's like, the next mission, you would have died. Like, no, you couldn't, you wouldn't have made it. You had to go home. You were done. And I was like, okay.
Well, I'm glad you got out alive, Bev.
I did.
From your weird sadist, masochistic vacation or whatever, however you justified this in your brain.
Would you do it again, Bev?
I would do it again. I would like to be in better shape and better prepared. But what I learned about myself,
she would do it again.
I think it's because there was so much to learn, and I was so I was pushed to my limits. And I also think that like we get so comfortable that sometimes it's important to be uncomfortable. And like but the thing is like I just take it to the extreme. Like
But a lot of people are extreme. They live within the gray area is difficult. It's black or white. Like a lot of people when they go on something like a diet, it like they have to start off being like, very rigid, and need that to make a change. So
so I'll just go for the extreme.
We go from 18 a handle of vodka a day to 0 vodka a day, just like that.
Mac likes to go from 18 vodkas to 17 vodkas.
Exactly. I'm about that gray area.
Are any of the tasks that you saw, or any of the ones that you're like, yeah, absolutely, that looks like fun?
Fun?
No,
I don't know if we have the same idea of fun. Beth.
I don't know how I would do
like
on any
board
of them,
games,
but it would be fun to try.
Board games,
fun in a hindsight.
Fun.
I don't know. I think it would be an interesting experience.
Of you.
Thank you,
I was
guys.
also angry for
Yeah.
you watching through
Why?
some of it, just because I didn't like seeing you like put yourself through it for nothing, for no reason other than to like do it. I get the
I did it.
reason is like to do
Bragging.
it and say you did it so that you could tell yourself you could do it. But
Yeah,
like,
it's proving.
but also like, come play some board games, Bev. Just come.
I
hang out.
mean, I would love to
Just
play
chill
board
out,
games.
You
I
know,
would
It's
love
just
to
a
play board-
different
we
sense of
could just
accomplishment.
chill. We don't have to like be in danger. You know,
I mean-
this is we're modern humans. We don't need this in
That's
our
true.
lives. We don't have time for this, Bev.
It is true.
Got it all figured out.
Well, hey everyone. I hope you enjoyed this this special episode of Catching Up with the Camdens. Next week, of course, we'll be back to our regularly scheduled program. We'll be reviewing episodes and having guests and discussing our normal show. So join us next week, and we'll see you then.
Nailed it.
Hey guys, check us out on Patreon for early access to Catching Up with the Camdens episodes, exclusive group and individual content, access to all three of us via chat, and more.